Yo, what is going on, guys? This is your boy CJ Beasley here, back again. Today we have yet another battle video from the ICBA. This week we are taking on Matt O'Shea. I hope I didn't butcher that. Coach of the Montreal MIlotics. Definitely a great battler. Definitely, he's such a great guy. Just been talking to him like just here and there in Discord, but definitely a great guy. Definitely go check him out. I've been actually watching him before I even started in this league and before I even met him, so it's kind of surreal being able to battle him. But either way, that's the situation we're in. So let's just hop right into things. He is 3-0 right now, so definitely have our work cut out for us, but I feel like we put together a really good team this week. But just looking at the team he has Protean / Torrent Greninja. He has the Mega Gallade, Salamence, Zapdos, Sylveon, Donphan, Salazzle, Lycanroc, and then the Lantern, Mismagius, and Klinklang. So definitely a very solid team. All around, like the top 7 Mons that you see right there are definitely all great Mons. Just like definitely a bunch of threats he has on his team. Salamence can Dragon Dance up, huge threat. Mega Gallade can Sword Stance up and just kind of cause problems all around. Greninja is always a problem, especially like a Scarf Greninja could be problematic this week. But either way, let's just hop right into things. So first up, we have Bryce Harper, our Zygarde, with the Choice Band, with the Aurora Break, obviously, with the Outrage, 1000 Arrows, Extreme Speed, and Iron Tail. So we're rocking with 12 HP, max attack, 4 defense and special defense, and 236 speed with a Jolly Nature. Nothing really wants to take 1000 Arrows on his team, to be honest. The closest thing that wants to take it is maybe like a Donphan, like a defensive Donphan, but still that's getting 3-hit KO by this, like a 4-hit KO, 3-hit KO, just depending on his investment. So it's definitely a worthwhile play to bring Bandit 1000 Arrows, just kind of spam that against his team. Like I said, he doesn't really have anything that wants to switch in on that. So if I can get my Zygarde into a good position, that'll definitely be problematic for him. So 1000 Arrows, like I said, it's gonna be the main spamming move. Outrage is there just to catch his dragon. I forget what it is now. Salamence. Okay, Salamence. I don't have to look back. But with the Salamence, and then the Extreme Speed, obviously just there for a little bit of priority, and then the Iron Tail is there for the Sylveon, just depending on the situation we get in. But this definitely just kind of runs through his team if I can play it properly, so hopefully we can do that. Next up, we got Jake Arrieta, the Florges with the Kibia Berry, Flower Veil with the Moonblast, Psychic, Synthesis, and Toxic, with 236 HP, 116 defense, 4 special attack, 148 special defense, and 4 speed with a Calm Nature. This is primarily there for Zapdos, but it can also take hits from like the Gallade or the Greninja and kind of just like deal with those things to level. Especially if I can get some chip on either of those. Moonblast plus Psychic can KO those, because Greninja will turn into a poison type. Say it goes for Gunk Shot, turn into a poison type, I can click the super effective Psychic and most likely KO it with a little bit of chip. But like I said, this is mainly there for the Zapdos, so we munch on Discharges, Thunderbolts, whatever he wants to go for. We can toss up a Toxic and just kind of Synthesis in front of his face, and he can't really do anything about it unless if he has like Toxic. But even then, we'll be toxicking him down as well. So a 1-for-1 trade with Florges is fine in my book. So that's just kind of the idea going behind this. But I definitely wanted the Kibia Berry. I thought it was better than leftovers just for the Gallade and the Greninja. So next up, we got Mark Franco. I believe his name's Mark Franco. The Delamise with the Colbur Berry, Steelworker with the Power Whip, Shadow Claw, Synthesis, and Rapid Spin, with 244 HP, 44 attack, and 220 defense with a Relaxed Nature, and 19 speed IVs. I believe I forgot I gen this wrong, so I believe the speed actually got maxed out. But the idea was I wanted this to be slower than the Donphan, so if we got in the situation where he's trying to sack his Donphan and just kind of spam Stealth Rocks against me, I'd be slower, so I could always Rapid Spin them away. And I had the Colbur Berry there for the knockoffs from the Mega Gallade and the Donphan. Those are the 2 primary things this is supposed to check. So I munch on hits from the Gallade, like I said, even if he gets up to +2, and I can take hits from the Donphan no problem and pressure that thing out with the Power Whip plus the Shadow Claw. And the synthesis is obviously just there for the longevity. Next up, we got Aaron Nola, the Milotic with the Flame or Marble Scale with the Scald, Ice Beam, Recover, and Toxic with 228 HP, 212 defense, 28 special attack, 36 special defense, and 4 speed with a Calm Nature. This primarily is just there for the Salamence. It also checks something else, I believe. Sorry, let me look back. Okay, it also checks like a Swords Dancing, Lycanroc. You can also check the Donphan to level. Well, I guess it can check the Donphan. Like, there's no reason it really shouldn't be able to check the Donphan. But it's primarily there for like a Swords Dancing Lycanroc or the Dragon Dancing Salamence, just to kind of take hits from those. Ice Beam with this investment always KOs a Salamence, no matter what, I believe, unless if he's like obviously bulky. So no bulk Salamence always gets KO'd by this, which is super nice. And then Recover, Scald, Toxic is just there to like whittle down his team. Not a whole lot. It's just kind of a basic set, but definitely should work this week. Next up, we got the Galvantula with the Choice Scarf, Compound Eyes, Thunder, Volt Switch, Energy Ball, and Sticky Webs with 60 HP, max special attack, and 196 speed with a Timid Nature. We are actually running Choice Scarf Galvantula this week to try to catch a Greninja lead, because pretty much in every situation aside from this, he can pretty freely just U-turn out on me, and I can't really do anything about it, and he just gets free momentum. So the idea is, if he tries to lead the Greninja, I can lead this and just bop it with a Thunder. And if he's actually Choice Scarfed himself, then we'll learn that information as well, so that's valuable as well. Thunder, Volt Switch, and Energy Ball pretty much run through his entire team. And the Sticky Web's there just to kind of slow down the Greninja and stuff like that if I need to click it. It's not necessarily like, it's there for utility, but it's not necessarily like a must-have up kind of thing. Finally, we got Reese Hoskins, the Darkrai with the Dark EMZ, Bad Dreams with the Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam, and Nasty Plot with 252 HP, or excuse me, 252 special attack, 20 special defense, and 236 speed with a Timid Nature. This outspeeds the fastest thing on his team, which is going to be the Greninja. Obviously, unless if he's Choice Scarfed, but if he's bringing Greninja in on a Darkrai, he's most likely going to be Choice Scarfed anyways, unless if he knows he can take like a hit. So Dark plus Sludge Bomb plus Ice Beam pretty much runs through his entire team at +2 or even at +4. So it's like pretty vital that I keep this thing alive and keep it healthy. Unless if like a situation arises where I can't really do that. But either way, this is primarily my win con, or just breaker. I guess my Zygarde is more of a win con, but this is definitely a breaker and just kind of can wreck things, and it could potentially be a win con as well. So really excited to hop into this. Like I said, he's definitely a great battler. Love watching his videos, so definitely go check him out. His links will be down in the description below, as all the ICBA battlers are. So either way, guys, I'm gonna stop talking and we'll hop right into the battle video. Alright guys, so we're back. So looking at the team he brought the Salazzle, Zapdos, Mega Gallade, Greninja, Donphan, and the Salamence. So nothing too surprising, honestly. That's pretty much the exact 6 I expected him to bring. So in terms of leads, like I said in the team builder, I definitely want to be leading Galvantula, as we do see the Greninja. So if he tries to lead Greninja, I definitely want to try to catch him off guard. So that's just going to be the play here. So we're going to play the video. Good luck to my opponent. I guess I shouldn't say that, but good luck to him. It's already happened anyway. So we will be leading the Galvantula, like I said, as he will actually lead the Salazzle. So I'm assuming that's just trying to counter lead the Galvantula, which is totally fine. But here we're just going to go for a pretty free Volt Switch, as I did expect him to want to go for Taunt here, something like that. So either Taunt or like a Fire Blast or something like that, but mostly for the Taunt. And so he actually goes for the Flame Charge, which was pretty surprising. But either way, after this Flame Charge damage, I know I can live anything he wants to go for. It doesn't really matter. Sludge Wave, Fire Blast, whatever he wants to go for, especially since he's not a damage boosting item. So he goes for the Sludge Wave. It does a nice chunk to me, but we live on about 20-25%, and we do get the Dark Pulse off to KO the Salazzle. So we get a KO turn 2, which is always nice, as he does go out into his Greninja at this point. So this should have been setting off alarms in my head that he is Choice Scarfed. But at this point, I'm just like, okay, maybe he's just, you know, maybe he's just, what's it called? Maybe he's just bulky enough to like live whatever I want to go for it, because like even like a Thunderbolt. But he does just go for the U-turn. And as I do go on my Florges, so he will go out into his Glade at this point. I'm like, okay, this really isn't a bad matchup for us, as I can just Moonblast and take whatever he wants to go for. And if he tries to Sword Sense, that's even better, because I can take a +2 Poison Jab easily. So, or I don't know. I actually don't know if that's true. Let me look at the damage. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we probably would have taken a +2 Poison Jab. I believe I calculated for that. So, we will just go for the Moonblast here. He does go for the Poison Jab, and we do about 75% damage to him. And we will want to switch out at this point, as I know he'll most likely go for another Poison Jab, as it's the only thing that will KO my Florges. And so I know I'm pretty free to go on to Zygarde at this point, as he does just go for the Poison Jab. It does practically nothing. It does about like 20-25%. So, and at this point I can throw off a pretty free 1,000 arrows. The only thing that I want to switch in is the Donphan, which is exactly what comes in here. So we're gonna click a pretty free banded 1,000 arrows, as it does about 35-40ish%, which is super nice. And so I know this thing can't switch in too much longer on the Zygarde, but I will just go into my Dhelmise at this point. If he tries to set up rocks, I can spin those away. But he actually doubles back out into his Mega Glade. I don't know exactly what he's expecting to come in there, maybe even this. But we will just go back out, and we will go into our he will go back out into his Glade. But we do have the Colbur Berry, so we munch on this knockoff, and we do KO him with the Shadow Claw. He actually gets a crit on the knockoff, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's alright. But like I said, we get the KO right here with the Shadow Claw. And so we're up to Mons, and we haven't lost any so far, which is super nice. And here I can pretty freely go onto my my Milotic, because the worst thing he can do is like an Outrage, but I don't get 2-hit KO by the Outrage from full. And he can Dragon Dance, but it's not going to do too much. So he does just go for the Dragon Claw, which does about 30ish%, but we are totally fine with that, because here we can just pretty freely throw off a Toxic, catch whatever he wants to go into. I expected the Zapdos, but he goes out into the Donphan, which is pretty nice. And so here, I go for the Recover, and I want to explain that real quick before the turn ends. So the reason I go for Recovery instead of just KOing this thing or going for like an Ice Beam is because after this, I didn't want him to freely go out to the Zapdos and then U-turn on me. So I kind of want to get up to as much HP as I could. I knew he was going to go for the Stealth Rocks, just trying to sack off the Donphan, but I'd rather stay at as much HP as I could. And Stealth Rocks weren't like that big of a deal in this battle, outside of like the Galvantula, but Choice Scarf anyways. So here he will just go back out into, or I guess he goes out into his Zapdos here. As I do click the Ice Beam, it was just a safer play in case he wanted to go out into the Zapdos or the Salamence. And does about 30ish%, which is super nice. And he does show the leftovers. And so here we'll take a little bit of burn damage, and we can just go out into our Florges at this point. Just trying to sack it off. Just trying to go out into our Zygarde or something like that. Maybe even the... Actually, I believe the play was trying to go into the Darkrai. So here he will just go for the Thunderbolt. And it brings us down to 21 HP. And so, like I said, I'm pretty much just trying to sack this thing off. But I just go for the Moonblast here. Just try to get chip damage. I see he does go for the Hidden Power Ice. And I actually live on 1. And based off the calcs, just the damage he's been doing all game, I figured out he's about 84 special attack with a Modest Nature, and that was about a 50-50 for me to live on 1, which I'm not going to complain about, because here he goes for the Roost, as I do actually click the Synthesis, just in case if you want to go for the Roost, which I could have Toxic, but you know, it's fine. So I go for the Synthesis here, and at this point I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not stacking the floor, I guess I'm going to keep as much HP as I can. And so he will get a little bit of leftovers recovery after the Roost, and it's going to bring him close to full, as he will just go for the Thunderbolt here, which is not doing too much, so I know I can just freely Synthesis yet again and get up to even more HP, which is absolutely amazing. And so I believe here he's gonna click the U-turn if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, I believe he U-turn. Oh, he thunderbolts. He thunderbolts one more time. I guess he's trying to get the paralysis or something. I don't know. But I will go for the toxic here because I know I can toxic and then go for the synthesis yet again. And I want to try to catch the Zapdos while I was still in with the toxic. So here I will just click the synthesis as he does actually go for the U-turn at this point. And I will, and so at this point we learn his full set. And I will just go for the synthesis like I said. And here he actually goes into his Donphan just trying to sack it off, I guess, which is an understandable play. But we get our Florges back to about full HP. And so here he's most likely just going to go for the Ice Shard if he has it, but it's not too big of a deal. As I will just go for the Moonblast and be able to KO him. And so he does show the Ice Shard, which is totally fine like I said. It does just negligible chip and about like 10%, and I just go for the Moonblast to KO this. Get the crit. I don't believe it mattered at all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it didn't matter. But so here he goes down to the Greninja, and I know he's clicking Gunk Shot, but at this point I'm not like 100% sure that he is in fact Choice Scarf. So he goes for the Gunk Shot, and I will just let my floor just go down to this at this point. As I was trying to sack it earlier, so it's pretty nice that I got another KO. But here I will just freely be able to go into my Milotic and just throw off a Ice Beam, I believe. And just kind of try to learn if he's Choice Scarfed or not. And he goes hard out, so it kind of is like making me think that he's Choice Scarfed at this point. So he will just go into Zapdos, and I click the Ice Beam here as it was such a free play. And so it brings him close to 50% as he gets a little bit of leftover recovery. So here I go for the recover just to kind of scout the damage off of the Zapdos, as he does just go for the Thunderbolt, which is a good play. But like I said, I'm just trying to scout this damage, and it does a bunch of damage, you know, correct terms, but it does a lot of damage, and I know it's not recoverable. And so here I thought he would just click the Thunderbolt again, because if he clicks like Hidden Power Ice or U-turn and I recover again, it'll put me back up at full, and like I can just whittle down the Zapdos. So I thought he was gonna click Thunderbolt again, so I just got into my Zygarde and just see if I can catch this thing. But he makes a good play and just goes for the Hidden Power Ice, as I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But he goes for the Hidden Power Ice, so good play on his part, reading that switch in. But it's totally fine because at this point I can go into my Galvantula and click such a free Thunder and pretty much KO whatever I want. Because the Salamence would get 2 KO'd and it'll pick off the Zapdos and it'll pick off the Greninja. So it's basically a free KO at this point with the Thunder. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And so here, like I said, I'm going to click the Thunder as he does give us the Zapdos, which is absolutely amazing. So we're up 4-2 at this point, looking really good to finish off this game. And so here he goes out into the Greninja. So at this point, I'm just assuming he's Scarfed because he most likely would have gone to the Salamence if he wasn't. But he just goes for the U-turn, and I stayed in just because I wanted to kind of test if he was actually Choice Scarfed. I just want to make sure. And he goes for the U-turn. It doesn't KO me, so I get a free Thunder off. And like I said, this will 2-hit KO almost every Salamence. And so I just go for the Thunder, obviously because I'm choice locked into it. As it will do about, yeah, it brings some, we get the crit, but I don't think it mattered because it was going to 2-hit KO this anyways. But we just go for the Thunder again, and we actually pick off the Salamence as well, which is absolutely amazing. Can't ask for a better ending to this. And so here he has to go into his Greninja and lock himself into one move, as we do in fact know for a fact that he is Choice Scarfed at this point. So I'm just kind of see what move he wants to lock himself into. And so he locks himself into his Dark Pulse, which is a smart play. He's just basically has to win off of flinches. And so here I'm going to my Milotic, and I know as long as I don't get flinched this time, I should be fine to just Toxic him and win the game and just whittle him down like that. So I'm going to go for the Recover, as I know I don't die to Dark Pulse at this point. And so he goes for it, and we don't get flinch, which is absolutely amazing. And so we get the Recover off, and so now I know he needs 2 flinches at this point, back-to-back flinches for him to win. and he knows that too. So I'm just gonna go for the cover yet again to get back up to full HP. And he does get the flinch, which isn't like it sucked. It was annoying, but as long as I didn't get flinched a second time, we were fine. As he does go for the Dark Pulse again, and we get flinched twice. So that is going to be the end of the game. So we lost off of double flinch. About 9% chance of that happening. This was like, honestly, like I was super salty after. Like I was trying not to be like too salty towards him, because like obviously he can't control that, and like that was his win con, was to Dark Pulse flinch me, and so he did it. He played to his outs. But it was super annoying just like how the scenario went down. It was just like I was up. I should have won it 3-0, but instead I lose it 1-0. Just off of a 9% flinch chance. But hey, what can you do? It was absolutely a great battle. I had a great time battling him. I was so nervous just because like he's such a great battler. But I was glad I could put up some good plays and stuff like that. So definitely sucks that we lost, and we definitely should have won that game. But you know, what can you do about it? That's just Pokemon for you. So either way, definitely go check out his side. Like I said, he's a great battler. Subscribe if you guys are new, or if you're coming over from his side. I definitely appreciate it. It definitely helps me out a lot. And also just hit the subscribe button. Like I said, like the video, leave a comment down below, and actually put it, if you get to the end of the video at this point, put an F in the chat for me, just so you can so I know I'm not alone in this griefing process. So anyways guys, I'm gonna head out, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.